right, a quick one, Mr. Deputy Governor. How I don't really understand how this is going to be, because in Edo State, I understand that there is this state sharing of the governorship position. Initially was Adam Soshomole from the South Edo North, and then became Obaseki. So the people argument, which I have heard over and over again, is it coming back to you will not be fair for Edo Central. What is your say on that?
I think whoever is talking, there's nowhere. I listened to one of the contestants from Mission recently, and they asked him, is zoning of governorship or position in Edo State constitutional? He said no. He said, is there anywhere where we all start to say we are zoning? He said no. So if there's nowhere Edo State have started to say, henceforth we'll be zoning, and there's a convention to have that, and if there's no constitution that says things must be zoned, the governorship must be zoned, when Edo South is leaving Edo South, is going to Central, leaving Edo Central, is going to Edo North. It then means that whoever is clamoring for that is just wasting his time. Because in Edo State, I can tell you, all elections, all elections from they are saying we should just limit ourselves to 1999. Okay, if we limit ourselves to 1999, Lucky Benedion contested for governorship. Check, all the 3 senatorial contested. 2007, Oshomole contested. All the 3 senatorial contested. Osumbo was declared winner first. 18 months after, Oshomole got it back from court. So that means Osumbo from Ishan actually contested. That means
guys, network problem.
I think you follow your somebody else, and this guy in Asoreb also contested that year from Edo South. Then Obaseki as governor, the 3 senatorial also contested, including Ishan. You understand? So there's no election that the 3 senatorial districts have not contested. All they contest. And I do not person also contested against Obaseki. You don't forget. You understand? So it's not a convention and it's not a constitutional thing. And the constitution guarantee everybody the right to contest. Everybody to contest. It doesn't say, and if we have to even, some of them are giving all those arguments. And for me, those arguments are just lazy man arguments. If you want to contest and you are popular, just come out and contest. You understand?
Thank
you. Want to be popular. If you are popular and people believe in you, come out and contest. As we speak now, who are out to contest from Edo South? Recently, you see, Olu Akpata just resigned from his chambers. He has joined the Labour Party and he wants to contest for governor. Where is Olu Akpata from? From Edo South. You understand? So if there was a convention where they say is everybody, nobody should contest, only Edo Central will contest, Philip Shaibu will be part of that agreement. If there was that, I will not go against any convention. I will not go against any constitutional position. I will not. Why would I? Even if the whole world is urging me on to contest, and I know that this contest is not constitutional, and there's a convention that says I cannot contest, I will abide by that convention or constitution. But there's nothing like that. You know, so the people clamoring for agenda, and even the sponsors of those agendas, some of them don't really mean it. I can tell you, some of them don't even mean it.
All right. Yeah, well, I'm glad you were able to clear that up for us. I have a question from one of the...
Yeah.
Someone from Facebook, one of the comments, they wanted to ask a question. Bear with me. That is Patrick Eloho. Yeah, Patrick Eloho is the president Bear with me. Missed that one. Yeah, Panikelo is the president of some association. He wanted to know why you and Godwin Obaseki denied the 14 elected representative lawmakers to take their position, their seats.
Nobody denied anybody in their seats. Nobody denied. You see, I purposely stopped talking and I didn't want to speak. You actually, it's out of respect that I'm actually still talking. All the media houses, all the media houses have got me to talk. I refused. Media owners have called me to talk. I refuse. Why is that? I just want to stay out of controversy and just be myself. That's the truth. And speaking on this platform this evening was not something I still wanted to, because I wanted to avoid speaking. And so
I'm very happy you're here.
There are a lot of things that are there that I want to save and not talk about stuff. Because when everybody, and there's a lot of misinformation out there, and for me, at the right time, those misinformation will be cleared. Nobody stopped the 14 members from getting into house. Some of them are my close friends. Some of them that are even denying me now, abusing me on the telly. They are. Some of them are like my boys. When I say boys, I brought them into politics. You understand? I even got them to say, look, I fought for them to even get this ticket that they are talking about. I watched one the other day say all the nasty things, but fine. He has the right to say whatever. Maybe he's angry and the way the turnout of event, he has that right, and he has that right to be angry and everything. But when you are angry, also say it the way it is. Don't misinform the public. And that's the aspect I didn't like. But he has the right to ventilate anger. So for me, nobody stopped the 14 from. Some of them, I called them. Some of them that have been speaking on television, I called them. I said, look, go and make yourself available for swearing in. They said no. Obaseki must write another proclamation. I called them. I said, some of you are even lawyers. Go and check. The governor cannot give 2 proclamations. Only one. They went to court. Court say governor can only issue 1 proclamation. At that level, why won't you go for swearing in? They refuse to go for swearing in. They refuse. They were insisting that they will not go to that house unless there's a second proclamation. People seem so easily forget what has happened. And they said nobody denied you from going to sit. Nobody. And some of them, I called them. I said, look, the days are counting. Go and check the law. A house proclamation is 1, and the entire 24 members are proclaimed same day. If you make yourself available, you don't make yourself. So far, there's a proclamation. These days start counting. And by the law of the house, you must sit for 181 days in a year. If you don't make yourself available in 181 days in a year, your seat will be declared vacant. When the days start counting, 2 months to the 181 days, I called some of them. I said, look, go to sitting room. If the days are counting, I was calling some of them. When the time comes, that's why I say, when the time comes, I will make this public. I was calling them, look, make yourself available. Don't listen to these people deceiving you not to go for swearing in. They refused to go for swearing in. They were insisting that there must be another proclamation. People seem to forget. That was the issue. And we are saying, the house have been proclaimed. Make yourself. What of Uyi, for instance, Honorable Uyi and Okaka, were among those that were sworn in that day the swearing took place. But they left. So is it the same me or Baseki that make Uyi and the other guy to leave the house? They were sworn in that day, but they left. So 2 of them were among those that were sworn in that day. 2 of them left. So those 2 that left, that make up the 14, is it Obaseki or is it me that still told them to leave the house, even when they were sworn in? Will you receive 2 or 3 months' salary before it stopped coming? And if you check, Oyi and Okaka was not among the first that seats were declared vacant. It was later their own seats were declared vacant because they sat for some time before they withdrew. So the issue was they didn't make themselves available to be sworn in because they were insisting that Obaseki must issue a fresh proclamation. So when they talk that they stop them from entering house, I like, really? Maybe people, we have forgotten what led to it, and we have forgotten what happened. Because the house was proclaimed, they insisted that there must be a fresh proclamation. That was the issue.
Well, thank you, Mr. Deputy Governor. That question was from Patrick Eholo. Yeah, he wanted to just know that. I have two more questions for you. I've taken you so much of your time today. I hope that in the future you can come back to have more when you make a formal decision to proceed. Yes. They will come back so we can talk. Make sure you talk to more Edo people. Two more questions for you is one from Chris Azebawan. I'm sure you know that name very much because he's the former publicity secretary of APC.
Yes.
Yeah, he said, what political platform does he want to use to actualize his 2024 ambition?
Well, I have not declared, and if I finish consultation and I'm going ahead to contest, you will know the platform. As far as today is concerned, I'm a member of the People's Democratic Party, and if through my consultation I made up my mind that I will contest, obviously I should be contesting from my party, the People's Democratic Party.
All right. Well, thank you. Okay, quick one here. Another person wants to know about courtism. This is from Ekato Inoganyi. He said, the courtesan fight in Benin City is really too embarrassing and scary. So what is the state doing about it?
Yeah, I would think that question should be for the governor, not for me.
Okay. We will bring Mr. Governor here to talk about all this too.
Yeah. The governor is the chief security officer of the state. Is when it gives me the go-ahead to speak or act on his behalf that I can speak to that.
Okay. Thank you for that. And last question for you is this. We are at where we are now, as far as your matter is concerned. There are a lot of people out there still speculations, spreading the rumor of you being not to be trusted. Let me put it that way. What message do you have for these people who tend to have a separate impression about you? What information do you have for them?
I think everybody from the far. Some people, when they get close, they're like, the way we look at you is different from the way you act. We have this impression about you, we have this. So a lot of people that have not been close to me and that look at me from far or read from Facebook and newspapers, sometimes has a different opinion about who we are and what we can do and the rest. So it's a normal thing. The only answer to that is that when you check my records from student unionism, I was the #1 student in Nigeria. Check my records and those that I've come across in the course of my work, none of them will tell you that I cannot be trusted. None of them. All those people I've worked on, none of them, including those that are in quote saying negative things about me. There are a lot of things that when you go one-on-one with them, they'll tell you, on this one, shall forget, deputy is this, deputy is that. And so for me, everybody has his own way of assessing people. But in terms of trust, if there's anything that is my selling point, it's trust. If there's anything that people that I've played politics with can tell you, they'll tell you, if Philip is with you, go to sleep. They will tell you that because they know I am not a politician that is swayed by materialism. You cannot buy me with money because I'm not a commodity. We have a lot of commodity that are politicians today, but you cannot categorize me among commodity politicians. I am not. I have never been. As a student union government, as a NANS president, I've had opportunity of betraying. I didn't. I've been given a lot of cash and everything to do certain things. I never did. Even it's my support in 2020. I also have opportunity from the opposition to be given the same position or given something more. I insisted that I will sink or rise with the governors at that time in 2020, and for me, that has been my selling point. Trust has been my selling point. Nobody that I've worked with that would say you cannot trust me. So trust is completely out of it. And I think we should. There are a lot of misinformation in the social media. For instance, if an adult can just wake up, an adult that say he has a child, a daughter, a 10-year-old daughter, and this adult is actually about close to 60 years old, he will just wake up and say, I stole his wristwatch. And he was in a program with me in New York, and he saw the wristwatch. I was wearing the wristwatch, and he has to leave me in New York. He didn't ask for the wristwatch and come to Nigeria and be granting Facebook interview that he went to report me to Commissioner, Inspector General of Police. And everything that he has said there, no one is true. He was not in New York. There was never an incident where a wristwatch is stolen. So he can sit down and just formulate that. Why? Because he's looking for cheap popularity, which I refuse to give to him. You understand? He was expecting I will react. He was expecting I will go and get a lawyer to say, people are telling me, get a lawyer to go and to sue him for defamation. I say, how many people will ask you for defamation? He has said what he wants to say. Shaibu, let him go now. He has said it. Fair, let it go. And that is me. And because people that know me know that I do not wear those kind of luxury watches. I wear a rubber golf watch. A rubber golf watch, German, they call it German, a rubber wristwatch. You can see it. That's what I put. That's what I wear. And because it helps me for my golf, and it also helps me for time. This is what I wear. People that know me for the past 15 years will tell you he always put on a rubber wristwatch. So if somebody will now go and say he stole a Rolex that has his name inscribed on it, why will I go and be denying what I know? People know that it's not true.
Not true.
So for me, trust, issue of trust, everybody has his own way of analyzing what trust is. Some people will even believe that truly a deputy governor stole wristwatch. Some, don't forget, some will believe it anyway. But it doesn't really matter. So those few people that will believe it, will see me as a thief. Or am I really a thief? No. So everybody has his own interpretation of it. And when you are in public service, really, as a leader, these are some of the things you have you are faced with that you have to tolerate. These are some of the things. When you hear that when you are public service, they throw mud on you, these are the kind of mud that you should expect people to pour on you and everything. But the ability to manage the good, the bad, the ugly, that makes you a good leader. This guy that you just wake up to lie, he has lied about even the present national security advisor one time. He bribed him and all those. Went down, was EFCC chairman. So he's known to be a forerunner and a liar. So people that know him will say ignore him. But people that don't know him will take it serious. So for me, my ability to tolerate the good, the bad, the ugly, that make me tick.
Well, thank you, Mr. Deputy Governor. I do appreciate your time today. I know you're a very busy man, and I'm glad you are able to come in today. Everyone, we know that a lot of people will watch this video today to hear your side of many of the speculations that have been on social media in recent times. We know there is going to be a very huge battle coming because of the election as 2024 approaches. So we are going to call you again and ask you to please come here to talk to us on issues that might arise then. I do not believe in speculations. I believe in just speaking with the people so they can actually tell you from their own mouth what is going on. So I'm happy you were able to join us today, and thank you for your time.
Thank you for getting me out of my shelf of not talking. I've avoided
You're
talking
welcome.
since. Thank you very much, and I appreciate this.
No worries. And you enjoy your evening, Mr. Shaibu.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, everyone, you heard the Deputy Governor for over an hour. He has spoken with us about some issues that is happening in Edo State. He told us about the situation of him and the governor. He spoke to us about the Shomole saga. He spoke to us about his capacity to lead Edo State as the governor. The time is coming. We are going to bring him on again when the time comes. So now this is just laying the ground for us to know who he is. We've seen him on TV. We've seen them write the story about him, but we don't really hear him talk to us one-on-one as he's done today. I'm very glad that he came on because he thought I was the one that was able to bring him out of his shell, which is very good. But it's important that he knows that there are people out there who consider him trustworthy, and there are people out there who consider him a backstabber. So he has told us he's none of those things. He is a trustworthy person. We are going to monitor his activities for the next few months and see what we come up with. And for those viewers out there who take their time to join us today, we want to say thank you for your time. Remember, this is Let's Talk Show. We do this every Saturday at 7 p.m. We will be bringing another member of the government house or a member of the governing body to the show next week. We are going to be discussing issues relating to Edo State most now because election is approaching. There are going to be a lot of people coming up with promises, a lot of people coming in with messages that we've not heard before. We want to know the responsible ones, so we'll be using this platform to discuss it. And whenever we broadcast of a name we are going to ask or interview, we do hope that you can send us your questions before the show. But if you miss that opportunity, you can always put your comment in the comment section. We were able to read some of the questions today. For those, if I miss your questions, we do apologize because I was trying to navigate myself to be able to get all the comments. Some of them didn't show up properly, like Mr. Patrick Oholo. I was trying to get his title. I couldn't see it properly. So thank you again for the time Mr. Deputy Governor gave us today, and thanks to all our viewers at home and abroad for the time you've given us this evening. Again, this is Let's Talk Show, and enjoy the rest of your evening.